Hello lovely, welcome back to my channel. My name is Frankie and I'm a hairdresser, and today's video is requested from one of my subscribers as they would like to know my everyday makeup routine. So I'm gonna start off with my skincare and then we'll get straight into the makeup. But first, I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit closer what I am doing. I just wanted to add that I am by no means a qualified makeup artist. Everything that I do is either learned from other people that I admire, or I do it because I feel like it suits my skin or my complexion. So yeah, that's what this is about. I hope you guys enjoy it and we'll get straight into it now. So we're gonna start off with skincare, and as you can probably see, I have a lovely little friend sitting right here. So what I'm gonna start with is my Natural Zinc and Calendula Cream by Lyonsleaf. So literally all I'm gonna do is take the smallest amount, like not even, like the tiniest amount, and just flick it on top of there and pat it in to that area. It's just gonna put like a film over the top of it so it doesn't sort of soak any of the badness in, and yeah, it helps my spots, and that's why I use it. So yeah, that's the Lyonsleaf Natural Zinc and Calendula Cream. All of the products that I use are gonna be linked in the description below so you can check those out. So once I've sort of put that on all of my spots, I then go in with my Regenacalm by Face Theory. I absolutely love this product and I'm running out of it, so I have to keep it like sat upside down and then pour a little bit out, and then I just really calmly, sort of gentle hands, smooth this over my face before I put my moisturizer on. And then I also moisturize with Face Theory as well, and that is the Amil C-whip moisturizing whip, which is really nice. Smells really nice, but it's not too fragrant. So I don't use too much of this, otherwise I feel like my foundation doesn't sit very well. I don't know if that's an actual thing, because like I said, I'm not a trained makeup artist, but I just pat this in to my skin and it feels really nice and moisturized. Okay, so now I go on to my primer. And what I prime with is the Brightening Youth Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. This stuff is amazing. It's quite recently been added to my makeup bag and I'm absolutely loving it. And what I do love about it is that I don't have to put makeup on top of it. I can just put it on and have like a nice glowy, dewy base if I'm just chilling in the house or popping to the shop, which is basically the two things that I do at the moment. So I use, I don't know if this is a small amount or not, it's like 2 fingers, rub it together, and I just start sort of gently putting that on all over. You can already see there's a really nice glow from that. It's a really lovely product. So now I start with my makeup and I do a tiny bit of correcting first because I have really dark natural circles under my eyes. There's nothing I can do to make them any better. They've just always been this dark. So I go in with the Becca Under Eye Corrector, and I literally take my ring finger and dab it in and just put one small smudge there and one small smudge here. And then with one of my Real Techniques brushes, I just really gently just smudge that into that area. Just that area there, because I feel like when I put it on all under my when I put it all over my under eye, it can look quite visible, but if I just smudge it into the corners here, it just makes that bit look naturally a bit brighter. Now, I used to do my eyebrows first, but I was finding that they were kind of falling off in the day. So I go in first and do my concealer now. I have no idea if this is right, by the way. I'm really sorry if you are a makeup artist and you're like screaming at me. It's quite likely, but this is just what works for me. So that's why I'm doing it. So yeah, concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier, what's this called? Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in the shade 1N. This lovely little thing. This is also quite a new addition to my makeup bag and I really love it. I really struggle to find concealers that stay on and cover up my dark circles. So this one is doing the job at the moment. So this is the one I'm using. I also use this to just correct any pigmentation. I have quite bad pigmentation on top of my lip, and I put a little bit on my chin as well and on the bridge of my nose. So I'll do that now. Is this the right one? Yeah. So I'll go here and up here. Just put it in the areas that I need it, basically. Yeah, yeah. There. And that is what it looks like. I'm done. No, I'm joking, not done. Oh, and a tiny bit there. And then I get my beauty blender, which I soak underwater and like squeeze all the water out so it's nice and plump and squidgy, it's not too hard. And I just sort of make funny faces and pat that in the areas that I've added it, and just trying to keep it in those areas as well, otherwise I just end up with concealer all over my face and that can look a bit intense. And under here. Now, because this is an everyday makeup look, I'm just gonna do literally what I would wear on a normal day. I'm not gonna do like my filming makeup because that can be quite heavy. So I'm just gonna do like my everyday makeup look, what I would wear, sort of seeing friends when we can see friends and doing sort of like normal things. Like working, this is kind of what I would wear to work as well. So what's left on the sponge, I just really gently pat over my eyelids. Again, no idea if this is right, it's just what I do. Okay, so I'm just gonna look in my mirror here. I'm quite happy with how that's blended in. Let's put a tiny bit on the spot as well. So you can see that the dark circles are already so much better. So yeah, huge part of my routine is trying to cover up these bad boys. And do you know what? Sometimes I even go in at another point and put a little bit more on. I might do that today if I feel like they're still too dark, but who knows? So next up, we're gonna go in with foundation. These are my favorite foundations. I've been using them for a while. I have always toyed with trying something else, but I can never find anything else that works for me. So this is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. They are so affordable. So this is the darker color that I wear with a lighter color in the winter. And then in the summer, I wear, this is the lighter color with a bit of a darker color added to it as well, because I'm just kind of in between shades. So I literally put this on my hand, mix it, and then just put it in areas. I don't do like a full face. I kind of just work from the center out and just blend it through. So I've got the shade 12N, which is the lighter one. So I use like 2 pumps of this one and then a small pump of the darker one, which is 2.0 YG. And you gotta give them a shake before. Okay, mixy, 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 mixy. Okay, and then what I do is I go straight into this with my sponge and just start working out over the nose. I really don't put too much on, like I just try and, that one dab, I try and really cover like my whole face and then just correct what I need to. You can see it's really light coverage, but if you want it to be full coverage, you can quite easily make it full coverage. So you could do this layer and then go in with like another layer, just making it like a bit more full coverage. So I'm just going to sponge in again, just to go along the forehead. But again, there's hardly any product there. It's not like I've put loads on. Hopefully you can see. And then I just smudge with what's left on the sponge, just on the outer edges to make sure it's all blended through. And now I go through and just set my T section with the smallest amount of powder. Like, it's pathetic, it probably doesn't do anything, but I do it anyway. So the powder that I use is NYX HD Finishing Powder. It's the banana color, I'm pretty sure, yeah, banana. So I literally use this teeny tiny little Morphe brush that I've got, dab it in, tap it out, and then I just really gently go over the areas that need to sort of stay in place. Around the nose. And also areas that would get like naturally a bit more greasy during the day. I'm not sure if anybody else gets greasy eyelids, but I do. It's a real problem. Okay, tiny bit up here, and that's basically all I do in terms of setting. Now, I'm the sort of person that wears bronzer all year round. I know that some people don't, but I do, and I love it. My favourite bronzer at the moment is the number 5 bronzer by The Body Shop. I've used this to death. It looks really grim. So I go in with this really soft, like fluffy brush, which is a Real Techniques one, but it doesn't have like a number on it. Oh, maybe it says 400, I'm not sure. So yeah, I just go in, bit of bronzer, and I start sort of buffing it out the top of my hairline. Then I kind of like arch around my cheek just to lift my face a little bit. So I'll go like around here. And I go each side of my nose and on the bottom. So I've got that little glow. And then a tiny bit on my chin. So you can see it's just added like a really natural edge to my face. Just gives it a little bit more, rather than looking flat, it looks a bit more round, if that makes sense. You can tell I'm an absolute expert. Cool, so that is all I do with bronzer, and then I go in with blush, which is one of my favorite things in the world. And at the moment I am using the Honest Beauty Peony Pink, which is quite pink, but I love it. So I use the end of my sponge. You can see it's a little bit pink because I only wash it like once a week. I don't know if that's right either. I've got foundation lips. Bring back foundation lips. So I literally just dab it in like this. Check on my hand that I haven't got like any areas that are too pink. And then I give it a little smile and just press it on the tops of my cheeks. So it's a really natural look. And I go back in if I want to add a little bit more. And then what I do is I bring it up slightly over my eyebrow like this with what's left on the sponge. And then I also go over the bridge of my nose, tiny bit on the head, tiny bit on the chin, just to marry it all in, you know? Marry it all together. Probably the wrong thing, but there you go. Just adds a nice little pink hue. So now I would do my highlighter, and I've been using the MAC highlighter for years because it lasts for years. I've probably had this, I mean, you can see it's cracked, the things it's done, but it's still, there's so much in there, and I've had it for about 3 years, and I hate buying stuff when I've already got something that's perfectly fine and usable. But I really want the VIEVE Holy Chic highlighter. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with Jamie Genevieve, and pretty much all of my makeup inspo comes from her. But yeah, this is the highlighter I use. I use this brush by Real Techniques. Again, probably the wrong brush, but I just go on this part of my nose in the middle as well. And then on the end, a tiny little bit on the forehead, on the Cupid's bow. And then I kind of smudge it down here because I've got quite heavy cheeks. A harsh line doesn't work for me. So I kind of smudge it down, maybe a bit on the eyebrow if I fancy it, a bit on the forehead, you know, just go with how you feel that day. But that's literally it. And then what I like to do is add a little bit more blush. So this blush that I've got is very, very vibrant, and it stays on for a really long time. So I literally dab like twice, get all of the residue off, and then just kind of blend that blusher and that highlighter together, and it just gives it a really nice soft pinky glow. Okay. And then if I felt that maybe that was all a bit too much, I'd go in again with the bronzer and just buff it out. But I quite like being quite blushed. I think it's nice. I think it's youthful. So yeah, that's basically my face and my base done. All I have left to do is my eyebrows, my lips, and my mascara. And if it was an everyday makeup look, then I'd maybe just go in with one shade of eyeshadow just in the crease and kind of really soften it out. So for that, I'm gonna use another one of the Morphe brushes, and I'm gonna use my new, well, it's not that new, I got it for Christmas, but it's the VIEVE palette, and this is divine. I am obsessed with Buff and Chow. I've never ever thought to put like mustard tones on my face, but I can tell you now, it's a dream. So I'm gonna go into just with Buff today on like a buffy brush as well, and I'm just gonna tap it in, get the residue off, and I'm gonna buff it in. So I'm just gonna use, also, this is a mirror. It folds all the way back and it's a full length mirror so you can see your whole face. It's amazing. So I'm literally just gonna buff that in to the crease, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go mad because this is like an everyday eye look, so it just gives it a little bit more definition, and I just bring that up just to really elongate the eye. Just adds a little bit of definition. If you've got any harsh lines, you can always go in with a lighter tone. So there's this one here that's really soft. Brings it all together, you know? So I'm just gonna go in now with this kind of white shade, just the tiniest amount, just to buff out the corners so there's no harsh lines. And again, I got a new eyebrow pencil for Christmas and it has changed my life. I've never been a fan of eyebrow pencils. I used to use the Benefit brow thing with the little brush and spend ages doing that, but this eyebrow pencil, game changer. So it is Brow Define Micro Precision Eyebrow Pencil by MUA Make Up Academy. Never heard of them. Got it for Christmas, like I said. So you have a little spoolie on one end, a little comby out the eyebrowsies. I've also changed my eyebrow technique because I get my eyebrows done professionally by one of my friends. She's amazing, but obviously I can't do that at the moment because it's lockdown. So last November, we also had a lockdown and I attacked my eyebrows and it was awful. And I had to pretty much draw them on completely because I had messed it up that much. Oh my gosh, my hair. We'll sort my hair out at the end. So I'm just letting them grow, but I'm quite liking how busy they are at the bottom. Like I might go for a fluffier look next time I see her. Like I quite like it to look quite straight and harsh on the top, but the bottom I like it quite fluffy. So that's what I do basically. I try and kind of encourage that shape. I think I'm gonna zoom you in even further to do my eyebrows so you can see. I draw a line at the bottom here, quite a messy one, and that goes up to that corner there. You see that? So I'll do that on the other side so you can see. And then I go and sort of put this corner up here in, so it looks quite heavy at the top. This is my bad eyebrow, it's just very flat and smooth, so it needs a little bit more work. And then I do the top line here, quite dense, all the way down to the bottom. And then I brush it all out with the spoolie at the end. So this is really sort of dense spoolie, so it kind of like smudges it all together. And that is how I do my pencil for my eyebrows. It's not always the same, sometimes it looks better than others, but it works for me. And then if it's a little heavy at the bottom, I just run my finger over and just smudge that line out a little bit. You see that? That is basically what I do with my brows. And then I set my brow hairs in place with the HD Brow Gel, which I love. It's actually like super glue, which probably isn't great for the brows, but you know, there you go. And I literally just brush that on, brushing like the hairs up, try and get as much lift as possible. And then with the edges, I just pull the corners down. That is the brows done. They aren't even, they're very different, my brows. They have personalities of their own, and that's fine. I'm not mad about it. So now I'm gonna do my mascara. I'll keep you zoomed in for this. If I'm wearing like a full face of makeup, I'll do mascara on top and on my bottom lashes, but when it's just an everyday look, I will go just on top. So this is just really rough mascara, like I don't spend loads of time doing it. This is also a really old mascara that I need to replace, but this is the NYX Doll Eye Mascara. So that's my mascara done. And then I will finish off with my lips, and I quite like a bold lip, even on an everyday makeup day. So what I'm going to use today is my VIEVE Rumor lip liner, and then I'm also going to use my Bobbi Brown Bare Truth Luxe Shine Intense Lipstick. Everything looks nice, shiny, glowy. So with my Rumor lip definer, I'm just gonna go over my Cupid's bow and at the bottom. So I don't overdraw my lips either. I'm probably not gonna talk whilst I do this because it will go wrong. So I'll tell you the info now. I don't overdraw my lips and I just kind of follow the natural outline, but I'm gonna just do my Cupid's bow and the bottom of my lip. So I will do that now. So that's what I do at the top, and then at the bottom I just go along. And then I just dab some of the Bobbi Brown onto my lips. Just because this has got a really natural shine to it. And it just kind of marries them together. And then I'll just smudge that area so the line's not so harsh. And then if there's any other areas that you want to put a little bit more on, then you can go in and do that. You can put some more lip liner on. Like I can visibly see that this side, my lip looks a little bit darker. So I've obviously put a bit more liner on that side. So I'll just grab the liner, go in and put a little bit more on this side. So I actually have really uneven lips, and you've probably noticed this if you have been watching my channel for a while. This side of my face just sits up naturally higher than the rest. Can you see? And every time I try and overdraw this lip to make it match this one, it doesn't work. So I'm just gonna own the fact that my face isn't symmetrical, and I'm gonna roll with it. So yeah guys, it's literally as simple as that. It takes me a matter of minutes. I mean, that didn't take me a matter of minutes, it took me quite a while because I was chatting to you guys. But I can do this in sort of 10 minutes, if not less. So that's the makeup side to it done. I've done my skincare, I've done my makeup, and now I will spruce up my hair. It's a little bit old, you know? Need some life. I'm gonna go for like a soft, natural look. So I let my hair completely dry naturally yesterday without putting any product in it at all. I went a little bit crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shake it out, and I'm gonna just run, oh my God. I'm gonna run through it with a bit of the Lush R&B Hair Moisturizer, which is still one of my absolute favorite products. And I love it so much. And it smells like it's got my hair in it. It smells like a spa. It's honestly delicious. And every time I use this, my boyfriend's like, "You've been using it again?" I'm like, yes, I have. So I'm gonna take a good amount, not too much, because it does sit, like, can look quite greasy, but I have a lot of hair, so I'm gonna take a fair amount, give it a good rub in the hands. I'm gonna start at the ends. Let's bring it all to one side so you can see. I'm just gonna, ruffle it through, scrunch it in a bit, get rid of a bit of frizz. Put a bit of the root. And then I'll flick it over. I'll do the same on this side, just so it's all evenly distributed. What it does for me, I feel like on days that I've just let it dry naturally, is it just reduces the frizz a little bit and gives it a bit more definition, a bit more purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just kind of shake it out. I'm really enjoying my hair at the moment. So I was spending a lot of time trying to get it as curly as possible, but I've been really enjoying trying to just kind of let it do what it wants to do and just helping it with a bit of product. So I feel like when I do have curly hair and I can get it really curly, but it's nice to just sometimes let it do what it wants to do. Like I think it looks really nice like this. It's just a bit full and a bit hectic. So I'm gonna put half up, half down, and I'm gonna use one of my lovely silk scrunchies to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a really slapdash. I'm probably not gonna leave, maybe I will leave my fringe out. So let's pull, I don't even know where my fringe has gone, to be honest, guys. It's growing out, and I'm really, really trying to wait to have my hair cut so that one of my friends can do it, because I love the way that she cuts my hair. And I haven't had my hair cut professionally. Well, I've cut it myself twice this year, but last year, oh my God, I cut my hair twice last year, but I haven't had it cut by my bestest, friendliest hairdresser friend, Tash, for a while. And I'm saving myself, you know? I'm saving myself for it. I want a big change, I think, but I'm not sure what. This looks good. This looks great. I want a big change, and I'm basically saving my hair for her. So let's leave those two front bits out, and let's grab a nice little top section of hair. So this would be a go-to everyday style for me. We're just gonna bring it up, pop the scrunchie in, put it tight and release. So I like these scrunchies because they add a good amount of height as well. I'm just gonna look in my mirror. And that, my friends, oh, that looks so cute. And that, my friends, is an everyday makeup and hair look with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing this video, actually. It's quite different to what I would usually do. So give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and I would love to know some of your style tips, makeup tips, hair tips, anything that you've got, because I am by no means a makeup professional, but I do love makeup. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it as well, and I will see you next week for another upload. Bye. I'm kind of loving how, like, maybe I should get some short layers. What do you think?